So let's start this bad boy off. So my opponent won the die roll, so he will be going first. Let's see what he can do with his D-Brigade, and I will be taking up the mantle with Blue Hybrid Lockdown. So this is going to be really awesome, and I'm really excited to show off. He flips up Pagumon to Digivolve into the 4-cost 5000 DP Commandramon, then plays down the 2-drop to hopefully choke me out, which is not a bad idea. We're going to flip up, we get an Upamon. I'm going to Digivolve into the Strabi from BT-07. This card is really nice because on deletion, he has the removal effect. Oh, gets to play a Koji from hand, but also has an on-play effect that lets you gain Azulongmon or any other piece you might need. We're going to play down a Tommy to choke him at 1, so that if he's going to hit us in here, we hopefully hit a few tamers, might gain some more momentum, and start locking him down sooner. That is the end real goal of this situation. He swings 5k. We know that it won't probably die. We get Kumamon flipped up, 4000 DP, and then he swings 3k for the 2-drop, and 1000 DP is the trade-off. Then he throws down Chumon, which is okay with me, actually, because I don't mind having that Chumon on right now. I can remove it later with pieces I have, but I'm going to try to make it so that if he wants to hit me, he's going to have that Chumon swing. I'm going to Digivolve Tommy into Kumamon myself, and it will remove a source from the Commandramon first before I swing. So that trashes the Pagumon, so he won't have access to that if it deletes. So I'm fine with that. So it's like this weird interaction I'm going to pull off here. I'm going to swing 4k into the 3-drop Commandramon, locking down the 5k Commandramons, because that's going to be a little more threatening in the long game. So if I can keep locking down certain aspects, I'll be really solid. So I'm going to swing the Strabi into security. Hopefully it survives. I draw off because of the Upamon effect. And then Commandramon comes on to board. Well, kills off my Strabi for the 2k. But that's fine. He has a total of 2 Commandramons in drop, so that's not terrible. I'm now debating on what to do here. I gotta give him at least 4 here. I'm gonna play Sora Joe, so now whatever he gives me, I'm guaranteed at least 2 extra memory. He flips up another Pagu, so it's gonna be quite interesting. He's gonna slam down Chumon again into the raising area, so now he gets his draw. Let's hope for the best. I mean, he's at 4. There's not much he can do without me just stripping a bunch of sources. And the Commandramon restands before he forgets that. So I'm excited to see what he can do here. Then he's going to slam down her Garurumon. So this card lets you discard a card. Well, a cyborg type, draw 2 cards. Oof, his hand just gained a little too rough because he just gained not 1, but 2 Darktramons. That doesn't help keep his momentum going. So it's now his ballpark, so he has to make the right calls in place here. I think I can handle majority of what he's going to be throwing at me. So he's going to slam down Izzy Joe. He's going to give 3 to me, and then it's going to pass me to 5. I draw for turn. So I have a Hammer Spark here, so I'm not going to have much options. I flip up Korikakumon and Digivolve into ModokiBetamon. So Kyaromon, blah, blah, blah. I Digivolve into Beowolfmon. So Beowolfmon is for 1 cost because I have a Tamer underneath. And this is where it gets really good. I'm going to bounce the Kumamon back to my hand, hit the Chumon on him, returning it to his hand, which is going to help me out a lot. So now I can use my Hammer Sparks and stuff like that. So I'm at 4. I moved it over again. I don't know why, but so 7k into that security stack, and that cannot attack, so we stun that. Now we got her Garurumon flipped, which is not bad at all. Now I'm debating on what to do here. I can lock down the her Garurumon, and I'm just reflushing what my turn was. I thought I didn't move the marker, so I got Beowolfmon here. We're gonna go Digivolve it into MagnaGarurumon in my hand. This becomes very vital because he's going to come in rested. This is going to cost me all the memory I have. I draw, And I'm going to use his when Digivolving effect to restand himself, getting me the Beowolfmon back. So this is where it gets really nasty pretty quickly, because you can burn a lot of damage really fast with the MagnaGarurumon, because he is very tanky, but sadly you have to match numbers for his effect, which is understandable. Now I'm going to be swinging in 12k into that security stack. There's nothing really too threatening in the big boy area to drop Kumamon. Since we're still at 1, I can choke him out here and not let him walk. Well, I'm at 0. I can go up and then hopefully choke him out. So I'm going to double Hammer Spark to really choke this man out, because I know that Chumon's going to come back up and then I have to get rid of it again. So I have no intentions of redoing that twice. So we're going to double Hammer Spark. So go to 2, and then we're going to choke him to 1, because we're going to do Howling Memory Booster to lock down the Garurumon. So now he's at 1. I'm pretty set, because even with that 5-drop Kumamon on board, he's not going to be able to swing. He's only got an option to swing with Chumon, so he needs to bring it up for the Memory Booster, because I'll just continue playing. So it's a really tough decision for him right now, because I didn't really give him much of options to work with. So it's going to be quite interesting what he does here. So he's going to Digivolve the Garurumon into the MagnaGarurumon, which will bring me to 4 because of my Izzy and Joe's effect, because there is a Kumamon with no source here. So we got our good friend here, which I'm really excited to see. What I'm going to do is a lot of nasty plays from here. So let's see what I can do to him now. Quite excited. We're going to do a lot of damage. So MagnaGarurumon swings. I'm going to rest Izzy Joe. I'm going to rip the source, because the source, the Digitomon underneath draws me a card, which restands my MagnaGarurumon, because in effect added a card to hand, not through Digievolution. I am now gaining advantage. So he gets Zwart Swarmer to hand, which won't help out in the slightest in this situation, because I now have a solid leg up here. It's not even funny. MagnaGarurumon being able to do, as long as an effect when you add a card to your hand, that is fantastic. So let's see. Let's see. I definitely have game on board. I just don't 100% think I do. So we're going to swing ModokiBeta. So it's 2k. We survive. And then MagnaGarurumon for game, which definitely sets off, because he didn't know that MagnaGarurumon can restand by just other effects as well. It's usually, sometimes that's just what happens. MagnaGarurumon just goes like that. So that is game 1, boys and girls. How did you think I went about it? Did I do the right plays? Did I do anything incorrectly? Let me know down in the comments. So let's get into game 2. So game 2 is quite interesting. He's going to have me go first, because that is quite important for D-Brigade to go second, because if they don't go second, they don't get that added draw, and that added memory can really do a lot for the D-Brigade deck. So he made the right call. So I'm excited. I got a good, solid feel that I can keep up with them, and even if I get dropped really low, I should be able to stun out the game. My opening hand is actually pretty solid. I get Upamon. I Digivolve into that BT7 Strabimon, and then I'm going to go slam down the Davis to guarantee me 3 memory a turn. So we get Strabimon is the only viable target from BT6, so that is the only card we can grab. So I'm not too much of a hater here. I definitely enjoy it. Let's see. Hatch. He flips up the Pagu, Digivolves into Kumamon, which is really nice for him. That Kumamon is the on deletion one, so it's only 1000 DP, so it should help him out. Then he's going to play down MagnaGarurumon to go to 0, and then slam down another Kumamon. We are completely out of sync here. So let's see what he can do here. I'm excited to see what I can produce. So that MagnaGarurumon needs to get out of here. That is one rule we have. So I'm going to do Howling Memory Boost to slash that MagnaGarurumon not being able to attack. I will draw for Upamon skill. Strabi will die because it is a Sealdramon that is a little bit stronger. I'm excited because I think I have a good strategy going forwards in this matchup. So if I don't see a Chumon, we're pretty good. I play down the BT7 Strabi. I can add a Tamer, I can add a Hybrid, or I can add a Susano. Only one, sadly. So we're going to just grab the Kumamon because Kumamon is actually quite viable for us here. Next, we're going to go promote. He's going to promote up his Commandramon, which really is very important. He can swing in. It didn't die, so we get the Koji, which is really nice. And then he swings in with another Koji. He swings in and hits the Hammer Spark, which means he's down to 1 memory. Which, to me, that is huge because now that's really, really necessary. So he's going to bring me to 3, which I'm fine with that. We're going to hatch. We get another Upamon. We're going to Digivolve into the BT6 Strabimon. That gains us a memory if we swing with a hybrid on top of him. So let's see what I can do here. I've got a pretty solid strategy going into this. I just need to shut off Mechanori and then get these Commandramons offline for most of this game. So we're at 3, which, oh my goodness, this is going to do a lot for us. So I'm going to Digivolve into Kumamon. So promote the Kumamon. We go into 1. Basically, rip the source from that Commandramon. So now we're pretty solid here. Then I'm going to Digivolve into Korikaku for 1. Draw me a card. So that cannot attack or block. So that gives us a decent headway. I'm going to pop the memory boost because I have a Beowolfmon in hand. So I can start removing some of those Commandramons on board to slow him down, which that's what we want to do here. So let's see. I'm going to do that Beowulf play I mentioned. So now I got a lot to work with here. I'm going to swing with Beowulf. Skill. I'm going to bring Korikaku back to hand. I forgot that Koji has an effect to gain me a memory. So I swing 7k. Yes, I should have gained the memory, but that was my mistake. That's fine. We'll work from there afterwards. And now I'm like debating on what to do here. Technically, I should have 2 memory to play with, but I forgot. So we're at 1000 DP for the Strabi. And I'm like debating on choking him out more or removing stuff. So we're going to Digivolve into Korikaku and make the Commandramon not be able to swing. He will then gain that 2 memory, go to 4, which technically he would have been at 3 and he wouldn't have been able to play out more. But technically I misplayed. So Pagu into Commandramon. So let's see, Pagu into Commandramon. I'm really excited. And that's the 5000 DP Commandramon. He's trying to figure out what he's going to do in this situation. I have a really powerful lethal on board. If I can just continue out the plays. I have another hybrid in hand. I can do a lot of damage pretty quickly. So I'm quite okay with that. He can't swing with the Mechanori. He can't do anything with the Mechanori, and he can't do anything with that Commandramon. So we're okay. So he's going to burn out some resources. 3-1. So he plays that Commandramon 1 drop again. And then he's only got so much options he can do. He can't give me crazy amount of memory because I'll just climb up again pretty quickly. And that's like the problem here. Even with the misplay, I do quite well. So let's see what we can do here. Gotta remember, this is also like my first real run with this deck. So do take that with a grain of salt. So he's debating on what he wants to play. It's either another Commandramon down or a Sealdramon. So he goes for the Sealdramon, giving me 4, which I'm okay with. I draw another Beowulfmon, which is going to be really nutty what I can do with this afterwards. I'm a little nervous on what he can do, but if I can just get rid of the Mechanori here, I should be quite fine. I'm going to play down Tommy. Go to 1. Strip sources out of nobody at this point. So, he's got plenty of attacks coming. I just got to get them off these boards. So, Beowolf's going to swing. I know that for a fact, and I'm going to bounce the Mechanori. That is the main game plan here. But we're going to see what he does here. I'm going to bounce the Kuma. Because I added a card to my hand, I will go to 2, which is going to help me extensively. So Mechanori bounces to hand because of Beowolf. It's because of the level 4 or lower clause. So, and then Koji will gain me a memory because of Koji. I forgot that the turn before. Now at least I remembered it this time. And then I had to show him the inheritable from Koji. So, we're doing pretty solid here. Now, he gets the Izzy, so if he gets a black Digimon, all 3 black cards, it would have mattered. But he has a Zord defeat in that lineup, so it doesn't matter as much. I'm quite happy and content with it, because at least I don't go to 1. That means I can extend my plays more, which that means the Korikaku in my hand will Digivolve on top of the Tommy, which is going to let me do what I need to do. So, let's see what his response is going to be. I'm excited to see. I'm going to promote that Tommy up. Then I'm going to Digivolve into the Korikaku. Basically, I'm shutting down the Strabimon so he can't lethal me. And I'm going to swing with the Korikaku. And that is fine by me, 6k. So we're pretty looking good. Looking solid here, boys and girls. Looking good. Then I'm going to just play down the Strabimon. He'll go to 5. I'm going to reveal the top 3. We can only grab that Strabimon exact same card because it's only hybrid or tamers. We would have been able to grab both if that was the case, though. So let's see what he does. He's going to promote up that 5k Commandramon. So if all of his Commandramon dies, I will die to the Darkdramon. But if any of these survive, I have a good shot. 1,000. We got a 1,000. We get an Ice Wall. This brings him right down to 3, which, there we go, boys. And then we get it Sora and Joe. So this now puts him in a really bad spot because no matter what, I'm going to start the turn off with 5 memory. And he's only got 2 Commandramon in grave. He needed all 3 of those Commandramons to die. And with the Strabimon locked down, it is good riddance to that card. I'm really excited for it. And let's see what can happen here. I really want to see what he can do with this. It looks good when they don't die. And that's really the struggle point with D-Brigade in this format, is because if you rely so heavily on their deletion and filling grave, the problem comes down to this is a hybrid-centric format. You are going to see a lot more tamers getting hit, so your on deletions are less likely to happen. So you have to take that into account when you're doing this, that you might not always have your D-Brigade live. And that's kind of why I slimmed down from D-Brigade a little bit, because tamer-centric formats are really tough to play with, just because you take in the account that they won't, the on deletions, when Commandramon doesn't die, you're really struggling hard. And especially against this deck, you need your Digimon to die pretty quickly, and I just locked him down way too tight. He's got his next turn, because I won't have Ice Wall to protect myself, and even still, I still die next turn, but I have game on my turn. So it's kind of that clash interaction. It's like I've been stunning a lot of his stuff. He doesn't have lethal, and if his Commandramons survived, he didn't have the Darkdramon coming live. And that's the tough part. You needed all 3 of those Commandramons to die this turn because he had 2 in grave. So, I mean, I'm excited that I won because of locking him down, and I've been able to show off the strength of this deck. I love this deck a lot. The blue deck really does a lot. He plays down that 3-cost Commandramon, and then he's going to have to give me a lot of memory this follow-up turn. So he goes for that MagnaGarurumon, so he's going to bring me to 4. Then I go to 6. I'm going to draw here, and I got game. Not to be that guy, but I definitely have game. I can shut down the Sealdramon, and I got such a wide board that even Mechanori's not going to stop the Korikakus. So I'm going to Digivolve into Beowolf, going to 1, draw me a card, and this is where it gets really bad. So I'm going to pop the Korikaku to hand, bring Mechanori, seal down the Sealdramon, so now he's got nothing left. He has no blockers, no nothing. And he's got a bank on something big. And it's a Darkdramon. So it was a little beastie, but we hit with Strabimon. So what did you guys think of this video? Let me know down in the comments. And remember to like, comment, subscribe. Maybe you want me to do more videos like this. And I'll catch you next video. Peace!